What's going on, guys? Welcome to Stocks with Stammer. I'm your host, Zach, aka Stammer, and I'm here to give you a recap on what happened last week, what my take is, and give you the move for this week. So starting off, let's go over how the North American major indices performed last week. The Dow Jones was up 1.54%, the S&P was up 2.69%, the Nasdaq was up 4.22%, and the TSX was up 1.85%. So another really good week, despite the sell-off that occurred on Monday. Investors were able to find a way to shake off the Delta variant fears. However, this still remains a really big risk in my opinion. Sectors and topics that were on my radar last week were Nvidia, crude oil, and gold. And so starting off with Nvidia, it had a great week last week. It finished the week up 9.29% and finished the Friday session at $195.58 a share USD, amid the 4-for-1 stock split that happened earlier last week. And so I didn't jump on this trade. I got perhaps a little too greedy, but a trade that I did get on was crude oil. And so last week I had said if crude oil dips below the $70 a barrel range, that it'd be something I'd be looking at. And well, you know, it did dip below 70, and at one point it was trading in the near the $66 range. I think the lowest it was around $65.80 a barrel, and so this was an opportunity that I couldn't pass. And before the market closed on Tuesday, I had bought shares of Crescent Point Energy, ticker CPG.TO. This is one of the higher beta names in the oil space, especially on the TSX. And so I had bought it right before the market closed on Tuesday and sold it Wednesday morning and made a quick 5% profit. So I was really happy with that, considering that I hadn't really done that much short-term trading. I've been doing mostly the swing trading, and so I was quite happy with that. And lastly, gold. Gold flat for the week. Started trading Sunday night rather, around $1,805 an ounce, and it finished the week at $1,801 an ounce. So basically flat for the week. And so basically I was 2 for 3, so I'll take that. Economic events that are happening this week. Another kind of a quiet week. Two things I'll be looking at will be on Monday. We've got the U.S. new home sales report for June. And on Wednesday, we have the FOMC statement. And so this is the statement done by the Federal Reserve. And based on what I've seen, we tend to see a little bit of volatility around this event. So that will be something that I'll be keeping an eye out. Now, for earnings, we got a monster week coming. So let me get the list out, because there are many companies that you'll want to keep track of. So Monday we have Tesla and Lockheed Martin. Tuesday we have UPS, Apple, AMD, Visa, Starbucks, Teladoc, and GE. Wednesday we have Boeing, Shopify, McDonald's, Tilray, and Spotify. Thursday we have Amazon, Pinterest, and Twilio. And Friday we have ExxonMobil, Caterpillar, Procter & Gamble, and Enbridge. And so we're going to see if these companies will surprise investors and analysts, or will they disappoint? That's something we'll have to find out. All right. Shifting gears to my outlook for this week, I'm going to give you two things to look out for. And it's bold. It's very, very bold.
I'm going to go bold.
It's Bitcoin and cannabis stocks. So I'm going to start with Bitcoin. Last week there was the B Word conference, which was there was a discussion held between Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, Elon Musk, and Cathie Wood. And they talked a bit about Bitcoin and crypto. And I hate to say it, but Elon Musk does have a very big influence on the crypto market. And during this conference, he did say that other than the companies he manages and has a share in, only thing he owns are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. And so this lifted the Bitcoin price. And I think if you also look at the technicals, we broke out of a 7-month RSI downwards pattern. And so the Bitcoin price has had quite a nice move during this weekend. And I think what would be healthy would be a move back to the downside. And if we bounce off that level that we recently broke out of, I think that would be quite healthy. And I think it'd be quite bullish for Bitcoin. Tomorrow is Monday, and I think for the Bitcoin stocks such as Marathon, Galaxy, Riot Blockchain, and the other crypto miners, I think they're gonna have a fantastic day. Moves of 5 to 10%, that wouldn't be outside of the ordinary. And so that's something that I'll be definitely keeping an eye out, since I do have quite a bit of exposure to this space. And lastly, cannabis stocks. So Wednesday, Tilray, which is one of the bigger cannabis players in the market, they're reporting their earnings. And some of these cannabis stocks have been completely destroyed. Like, they're very, very oversold. And I think if Tilray can surprise investors and analysts, that this may be the catalyst that the sector needs for these stocks to move back to the upside. And so I might dabble. It's definitely a bit of a risky move. All right, so here's the bottom line. I do remain a little bit bearish on the overall markets, mainly because the move to the upside for the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the S&P, they have been led by a small amount of big tech companies, and I don't think this kind of situation is sustainable. And also the Delta variant and all of the other variants that we're starting to see now, I think this still remains the biggest risk for investors. With that said, although I remain bearish and I don't think the macro picture for the market is that bright right now, in my opinion, I think the risk appetite for investors still remains quite strong. And I think these sectors like crypto and marijuana, I think it's kind of a perfect storm for a move to the upside. Not as a long-term investment, but definitely as a trade. Although I remain quite bullish long-term for Bitcoin and a couple of other cryptos. I think this will be definitely an interesting week and an interesting trading opportunity. That's all for this episode, folks. If you liked it, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you next week on Stocks with Stammer. Have a good week.